My name is Sean Thomas.
My name is Deli.
We were on the flight with Japa Chronicles. We talked about our experiences in the US and
military school
and the UK.
I talked about the things that trigger me about Nigeria and my experiences, relocating abroad.
Yeah, just talked about how you should think about if you want to move to the UK. Just talk about my life experiences, and I just hope that it helps anybody who wants to move anywhere outside Nigeria.
All right, welcome back to episode 3, season 2 of the Japa Chronicles podcast.
It's going fast, huh?
It's going fast like Tinubu's.
Tinubu's thing is not going fast.
It's going fast enough for me. We don't do bro. Like be like yesterday, you talk say we remove subsidy. 2 years don't move now.
It's been a long
2 years don't waka. Yeah, we've got 2 wonderful guests. Interestingly, right, one of the guests, he and I go way, way back. We are like brothers. We grew up together. We had this Xbox in his house that time, and we had those songs, Star Plus.
So this guy's been a big boy since that time. He's been a big boy since that time.
He's been a big boy. Xbox that year. This was like 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. Like 23, 20. We go way, way back.
So he's been balling the whole time.
He's been balling the whole time, man. But now God, they run him like our guys will say. It's going to be an interesting episode. We have 2 amazing guests. I'm back here. You guys know me. I'm King of Japa, right? That's what they call me. And obviously, my newly minted co-host,
Prince of Japa,
the Prince,
the
humbler Prince. The replacement, the forgotten man.
Don't do that. He's coming back soon.
No, he ain't come back.
Come on, man.
We don't bring 15 placement chance to our podcast. Except our guests are Man U fans.
Found a way to throw football inside. What's to do?
Well, so we've got my guy, Maya Balogun here as well. And it's going to be a great episode.
You got to introduce them.
No, you got to do that. I did the last episode.
I've already done my
Yeah, fine with that.
Prince of Japa.
Humble guy.
I'm humble.
All right,
you got to tap in with my guys.
Yeah, we've got 2 special guests, like I said.
Talk to him.
How do we start? Who do we start with? We don't, because it's like you have Odogu 1, Odogu 2. You have Odogu US, Odogu UK.
That one save the.
How do you want to start, Maiwa?
Start from your side.
Let me start from my side, okay. So we have my brother. I've known him basically, 29? I don't know, all our life.
Are you that old?
I've known him like 28, 29 years.
29 years. That's so crazy to say.
We grew up together. I mean, he will introduce himself.
My name is Sean Thomas. Up until 2017, I lived in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then I moved to the US with my family. I've been around twice now in 2 years, to visit, and looking forward to chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
Tap in.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And then we have Odogu UK.
We got to speak to the culture.
Yes.
Culture. Talk to them, culture.
Yeah, shout out culture. Anyways, my name is...
Is that your brand, by the way?
No, it's actually my cousin's brand.
Nice. Producer, blow them out because they don't pay us money. Or maybe they bring shirts, right? What do you think?
No. My name is...
We got to get them free.
Yeah.
They came here, we got to
get them free. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my name is Adilano Oni.
Yeah.
I've lived in Lagos all my life. However, went to school in the UK from 2014 for my 6th form, and I've been there ever since, and I just recently moved back a few months ago.
Welcome back home.
Welcome back home.
How do you feel about it so far?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I have any regrets, to be honest. I feel like...
No, yes.
Although...
Nigeria has not put it like that yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Nigeria never eats.
I mean, it kind of has, but I think that's what...
That's part of it.
I try to embrace, because I know that there's no place like.
So did you always plan to move back?
See, that's the story. That's the story. I actually didn't plan to move back this early, but
let's start there, bro.
Well, I'm here. Let me start. So I was working in UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I started my new job in around January. Around January
of this year.
Yeah, last year, January 2024, and in October, I just got a meeting from my manager. I thought it was a normal meeting, and I just saw HR coming to the call. I saw HR coming to the call. I was like, "Oh yeah, how far? Like, what's going on?" They were like, "So my manager just said, you know what? Sorry, Deli. I just have to break up to you. We have to let you go."
Like a
So-
downsizing P. Like,
Last one, the first one out.
Yeah, it was
Last one, the first
based
one out.
on. It was just based on downsizing. I
Downsizing.
was one of the newer members of the team, so I was kind of like the easy,
Easy
way
target.
out. So
Yeah.
I came with the purpose of just enjoying my December.
December.
And then
Oh, so you're one of those December motivation babies.
No, like
We get them every year over here. You
my
know?
family lives here, so
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
here. I
I'm
come here.
just
I come here every year, so
Yeah.
that was the purpose to just come and leave.
Come and-
but
yeah.
I haven't left since then.
So did you always come every year in December when you were
Yeah,
out
since I left since 2014, I've not missed one December, and I thank God for that.
Wow.
'cause-
So what was different this year that you just stayed back?
he just told
I
you.
just said
The
no.
HR
I know, but I'm saying like, apart from the job, like what else?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
because like you can still go back and get a new job. Like,
Well, true.
Oh
you
yeah,
go
yeah.
back home and get a new job.
One thing, I was still in the mindset of moving back.
Right.
Oh, already.
No, like in January.
He said that he came for
February.
December.
Oh, okay,
initially.
okay,
Like
okay.
after December, I was still in the mindset of moving back, but I just had to look at my options and say, you know what, it's probably the best option for me to move here now. So it's been a blessing.
Do you
It's
feel
been
like there was a moment like in December it was like, you know what, I'm not going back.
Yeah. It was after my last interview. Literally, I thought I was gonna get this job, so I was like, okay.
Oh, so you were still doing interviews from here?
Yeah, I was still doing interviews. So once I didn't get this,
He
And
said, fuck it.
it's always the same excuse. Like, we need someone with more experience. But I'm like,
Experience, yeah.
why did I enter the last stage
If you need somebody with more experience.
The experience, do you get? Well, yeah, so after they said, I say, you know what? Let me just stay here for a while. Like, it won't be difficult for me to move back.
To move back if you
I'm a
wanted to, yeah.
citizen.
Fair enough.
So-
Fair enough.
I think that he works in tech, so there's a blossoming, I would say, tech like space
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So you can transfer your skills
can,
basically
yeah.
from there here as well, which is nice.
But
Yeah.
we thank God, I have a job now here. So
So you're working in Nigeria?
yeah,
Startup?
working in Nigeria.
No, he's a big boy.
I'm asking,
I said,
I'm asking.
Please.
But yeah, before we get to that, let's
Before
just
we
do
get
like
to that,
normal
okay.
quick intro. So obviously, tell us. Where did you start from? Here in Nigeria, primary. If you want to say primary, secondary, but like secondary, university, then obviously the journey to
Sure,
US.
sure. I would say like a lot of, let's say, quote unquote Christian like families. I went to a Christian Redeemed primary school.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Shout out
started
to
early
SIS.
too.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah, shout out to
early.
SIS.
Christian primary
school. Yeah.
Christian primary school,
Shout out to
Christian secondary
CRC.
school, you know, partly boarding school, then day school. Then I went to CU.
Yeah.
Oh, so you went, they gave you
He
Christian,
went, no,
Christian,
he-
Christian.
No,
he
they
was-
gave me,
He got the full.
And they went and got the tattoos.
Even though I left the faith relatively, but I went to CU, you know, for 4 years, did economics, then came out, worked for GTBank.
Yeah, that was
for
yeah.
about 3 years. So I was in corporate banking, you know, Adetokunbo Ademola, head office for a while. Then my family got a chance to move to the US, basically, and everybody went. So,
Yeah,
you know, effectively, Jackpot, yeah.
Yeah,
So did you ever consider not, at that time not leaving? Because you were already working here.
Honestly, yes, I did. But I think it coincided with me I was 3 years into my time at GT. I was getting frustrated, honestly, with what was going on.
Late, all the work.
Like, you know, all the work and everything. I was working high profile job, institutional banking, you know, basically, but it was tiring, right? I wasn't getting the rewards that I thought necessarily I deserved.
Yeah.
I had done 3 years without getting a promotion, you know, and it's political,
Political,
you know,
advice,
to an
advice,
extent.
advice.
You know, so 3 years as an ET, you know, effectively, and I was starting to get bored. Starting to get frustrated. There wasn't anything on the horizon, so it seemed like if I was going to leave, it would be from GT to Access.
Another bank. That's
or
how it
GT
was.
to
Yeah.
Zenith.
That's the most loyal business in Nigeria is the banking sector.
Yeah, no. So you know, it came at an opportune time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And my wife, you know, I'm married now, but she had already moved to the US at the time. So I was like, you know, let me just, you know, my life is there, my family is moving, my future wife, you know, is there also. So let me
Shout out
just,
to folk where.
let me just go.
So that's the main reason
The
my
women
guy
always
left.
get you, huh?
That's the main
The women always
reason.
get you.
You know, like his family, if there was nobody that would leave
need
Nigeria,
that.
it would have been him.
You need that.
You need that extra motivation. Are you going to chase me?
No, yeah, so
That's
I
nice.
left, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, I haven't looked back since, pretty much.
So I mean, when you went to the US, did you go back to school or like how was that?
No, so that was a learning curve on its own. So like I said, I worked in one of the biggest banks in Africa.
Yeah.
Our balance sheet was billions of naira, hundreds of millions of dollars. So I thought that experience would translate directly into
Once
the
you
US.
enter US.
Once I entered the US,
That's
because-
That's a small bank in the US.
no. It's bigger than because I mean the way the US is now, there are a lot of like regional state banks,
yeah.
you know, so you can get by. And I was looking at it like I said, my GTBank balance sheet, my team was hundreds of millions of dollars, basically. So I'm like, my team alone is bigger than whatever, you know, regional bank basically there. So I thought it would be a quick this thing, but apparently not. It doesn't work that way. I think in the US, they're very particular on having US experience. So, you know, the first 3 months I was applying to jobs, no luck. But I was living with my dad and my parents, you know, at the time. It was me, myself, my brother, and my dad just there. And I wasn't going to be collecting money from him. So, you know, after some time, I was like, you know what, let me just find something to do. And I started working at Walmart, which was a huge learning experience on its own as well. First 2-3 months, I was ashamed. You know, being like a Nigerian, like you have...
And you were success. You were okay here.
I was okay here. I was a corporate guy, you know, and you have the sense that like these jobs are kind of beneath you. So you know, we were stocking shelves, unloading trucks.
Dignity of labor, man.
And you know, I'll be shy, hiding because in Texas, I don't want anybody who
recognizes
and
me.
and they'll find you there.
38 states.
When you don't Instagram, all those bodies go there.
You know, Shane is here.
Like that. My worst nightmare was that somebody I knew would just see me, you know, bending down to pick up tomatoes to put on the shelf and be like, wow, what happened to you or something like that. But like I think after a while, I appreciated the fact that, like you were saying, dignity of labor. You know, people who work there are still able to raise their kids, lead lives and everything. But I quickly realized that I needed to go to grad school. So from Texas, I finagled my way into grad school, an MBA in San Francisco, and then, you know, I've been living in California since.
So you're not back here with us?
No, I'm not back here. I'm not back here with you.
It's passing through. We didn't ask about our weekend, so obviously it was his mom's 60th, so that was our
party?
weekend. Was it was party.
No invite, by the way. You know,
Sorry,
you know I'm big. I'm always there.
So it was RSVP. It was
me.
strictly by invitation.
You
Sorry.
could have tapped me in a little bit,
But yeah, all right. So what have you? How for you? You left Nigeria, but before you left, what was your story like? What did you study in the UK? Where were you working? Things like
Should I
that.
start from the beginning, like you said, for him? Like
Yeah, I
primary?
mean,
Okay, so primary school, went to Greenwood House School, if you know that.
This is something.
I said now Odogu
These
UK,
are some
Odogu
old money
US.
people. It's a different level.
Oh my days.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so from Greenwood House School, I went to the Waterman College for my... I went to the Waterman College
Listen, our
for...
suits did they wait for that school?
This school
We
sounds.
red tie.
This school sounds.
It's
They
not
sound
red
like.
tie now. No, it's not red tie.
But it's one of those.
It's one of those.
One of those.
If you do your CV alone,
Yeah.
but go on.
Yeah, so I went to the Waterman from year 7 to year 11. Then I went
We do GSS
It's
one.
the kind of school that says something. Yeah, no.
That's the disparity. I know that mostly Nigerian schools they do SS1, SS2. But
You did shit us.
I'm not shady you, but
Yeah, they don't do no.
Yeah,
They
they try
didn't do. They
to-
didn't
No,
do
but
YA.
they-
They
Yeah,
educate
no,
me.
the
Go on.
These guys do IGCS. You know, YA, no neck, no jam.
yeah.
Okay.
So I did all that. Then I went to a sixth form. So after secondary school.
So our listeners, that's A levels here.
Yeah, A-level.
Yeah.
So,
WAEC is O level. Sixth form is A level.
A-levels, exactly.
So
So I spent 2 years there. That was a military school.
Military school, huh?
Actually, yeah.
Where?
So I went to a military school for sixth form for 2.5 years.
where was that?
In the UK.
Military school.
Yeah, it's called.
How was that experience for you?
No, we should ask him what he do, Popsy. That's the first question.
I do it. Yeah, so yeah, like I was not. So people always ask me, were you a bad boy?
Exactly,
in school? Like,
because
I was not. I don't think I was a bad boy in school.
You don't think, but how
just
do
the
you feel about
relative, just having the relative like misbehaving.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
no more.
On a general level, I don't think.
Why did you hear that?
Even me, I was
We
stunned.
need to define that word. What does relative?
I get where it's coming
No, but
from.
was that why they sent you
Just up
to
to know-
military school? Like based on
No, I think so. I went to visit the school actually before I went.
Okay.
So I think what they liked was the
Structure.
discipline, the act of teaching you discipline, the military.
I think you've answered the
ethos.
question.
But for me, I don't want anyone to experience.
So
that.
how does it work for
Yeah,
you?
that's-
Do you so when you go to school, like, do you come out being like a cadet or like?
Yeah, so you have the choice of being in the Navy or being a cadet, and I actually was motivated to become to get into the UK Army
Really?
in like for a year, but after I actually experienced it, because after we're done with school,
Yeah.
there's this thing called the CCF, Combined Cadet Force.
Yeah.
So that gives us the opportunity to experience
What's about?
how what the army is like.
And then you change your mind.
Yeah, so I know how to use an AK-47. So
Interesting. Okay.
those kind of things.
That's good to know.
Good to know, yeah.
Wait, so in the school itself, you don't get a rank for going to the school.
No, you don't get it right. But
That's great to know.
In there.
there's one thing we do every week, which is what I hated about the school, though. But we had to march every week.
You should have been used to
March
that.
every
Oh, but you
week.
went to day waterman local.
No, we did that now. Come on, we did that. It's our school.
Yeah, assembly. Yeah.
Assembly,
It's our
right?
school's
Okay,
assembly.
okay.
So the march is different to
I can imagine,
it's
right?
different to
the kind of march
to the
past we
Nigerian
do
march.
here.
So I went with the mentality of
Left,
you know,
right,
yeah,
left.
left, right. So it was quite different, but it was. I think I definitely learned a lot whilst I was there, and I think
Okay.
it's kind of projecting in the way
You handle
in the
things
way
and all that.
I go about things. I was punctual to this place. I was expecting I was going to start.
I love that.
Talk to him. One guy here is never punctual. There's one guy here that's never punctual.
Wow.
Anyway, but yeah, it was a very good experience, and
Okay.
after that, I went to uni in University of Aberystwyth, which is in Wales.
Yeah.
Went there for 3 years. After that, did my master's in University of Warwick for a year.
Wait, after all this, they say you don't get experience enough.
Huh?
Like after this, they still told you in an interview like they
Yeah,
didn't have
that's university experience though.
Yeah, it's not the
No,
same
but
as
like,
work.
how do you get experience if you don't give me the job?
Well, that's the question. That's the
That's
age-old
the
question.
real
Because let's
question.
balance this thing.
That's
No,
on the one
seriously.
side, we're talking of dignity of labor. On the other side, you're like, I have a good degree. At least give me
The answer to that
Yeah.
is like you have to willing to take less than you think you deserve.
Well, that's it.
As in stoop to conquer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
essentially.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I'm willing to
really
do
it.
that,
That's
right?
really
Like when I was doing my MBA, I was doing an internship at the company that I ended up working for at first. And this was me having done 3 years, like I said, institutional banking, big deal, big ticket transactions.
Yeah.
I had to take a step back effectively, but I was working. It was clear that this guy isn't at an intern level. So instead of a 3-month internship, we turned into a 1-year internship
And they quickly transitioned into a
full-time employee, and then I used that
yeah,
to
yeah.
basically enter into where I am now. But yeah, you know.
That's soft. What did you study in?
I studied in my bachelor's. I studied business management,
Okay.
and then my master's I studied supply chain and logistics.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now you landed Flutterwave.
Yes.
How was that? Okay.
Before that, actually, I was working in. You guys might know it's Kobo 360 for my NYC.
Funny story because we in the second
When did you
episode
serve?
we interviewed the co-founder of
I
Kobo
served
360. That's
in-
nice.
I served in 2022.
So you came back to serve and you went back.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Where'd you say Lagos?
Yeah, Lagos. Yeah, Lagos.
Yeah.
But that was a whole different story.
So
though.
when you came to serve, you didn't want to stay after that. At that time.
Yeah, I was still in the mindset. I need to go back.
Yeah, go back,
I need to go back.
How was that serving? How was the experience of serving for you?
It was
It's
an
a long year,
interesting
huh?
one. I was actually posted in Jos before, so I traveled to Jos and did
The reposting,
did
the comeback.
the whole shebang.
It's funny because
everything.
we're all touching on points that are close to home. I mean, Maiwa would share his story because he lived in Canada and the US, then came home to serve in 2023. I mean,
So, yeah,
2024.
but I always planned to move back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when I
Yeah,
left when I
he-
was 16, I planned that.
Why?
At some point after.
He loves
So
Nigeria like me.
my theory, and I said this in one of our episodes, I think the first episode. My thing is, I think our parents did well for us, did well for themselves,
Thank God.
and gave us the opportunity to go abroad. And I think that one of the reasons they did that is we have to be able to come back to Nigeria with that experience, that knowledge, expertise, and try to play our part to get Nigeria forward.
Yeah.
I think we can't all go back and stay there.
In a way, so are you telling us with your church mind and with a straight face that it's an altruistic motive that you're here to improve?
Honestly, genuinely, to God. That's,
Nah, I'll tell you
I'm
for
one
free.
of those people that I'm very idealistic, and people tease me all the time. It's not real.
Yeah.
You're gonna get bit out. But I've always been like that. I've always been kind of a strong nationalist. Let me not say nationalist because that's it.
Strong word.
That has
It's
connotations.
a strong term now. But
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
been like, I'm one of those kind of group economics, pro-black,
Okay.
Pan-African kind of. So
So-
I've always
so
had
I-
that kind of thing in my body.
And I think we talked about it where it's like when you have the opportunity to do it. We were talking about it at Mom's party where I said, I think I was asking to me if you guys still had like assets here to move back. The reality is that if you have like enough reasons to come back financially,
Yeah.
you would take that risk. You understand? Like in his case, I mean, he will share his story if you go watch the episode. But like when we brought my wife in our first season, I was telling listeners about how, by God's grace, he had built houses in Canada, he was like business, so like he was doing well. He used to manage an artist called Lady Donley. Like he was a big music
Oh, shit.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, like he's done it. Mine was doing business since we were. Do you understand that kind of thing? So moving back was also from the comfort that God had given him, that blessing of
Have that
okay,
soft landing.
yeah, you can sort of come and.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now he will tell you
Softer landing.
he will tell you now that
Compared
he's
to
really
So it's not,
Nigeria has begun
for
to
me, I
happen,
always,
but
because I always kind of. So I think what happens for most people
yeah,
is they leave Nigeria and they plan to like they move out of Nigeria and
Yeah.
then they're doing what they're doing.
yeah,
And then whatever experiences they had there, maybe you're working 9 to 5, you're getting tired of the job, you want to come back to Nigeria, or you're coming in December, you know, you're like, opportunities are here, right? And then you come back like quickly, like, oh, you know, you just make it like you make a very
Drastic change.
drastic change. It's like, you know, and then you're like all motivation, all ginger, and then you start to experience Nigeria different ways. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Me, I kind of knew I was going to come back, so I kind of had it in my mind. I have to do this, get to this point, and then I'll move back.
Yeah.
Right. So when I got my passport, like you've been
Yeah.
putting out publicly consistently,
No, I mean, it's not.
right. So
but
my big thing,
yeah.
my big thing was like, I obviously live in Canada now. I live in Nigeria now, but I used to live in Canada, right? And I used to live in the US as well. I wanted to be able to not have to say, you know, I'm in Nigeria now. I have bills that I have to pay, my mortgage and stuff, and I have to send money from Nigeria to Canada. So I want to be able to say, okay, I have to have one or two things that are going, investments here, whatever, that I can
You don't have to
survive.
worry about.
Yeah,
In
that's
Nigeria
what you
with
call
my
a soft
bills.
landing.
Staying up, and then, but it's the same thing with Nigeria. I didn't want to be living in Canada and have bills in Nigeria, and I'm like sending money all the time. from
Yeah, so you
Canada.
need to like balance the whole.
Self-generating.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Also,
I wanted to be able to have that
also
both.
you have access and
Kind of,
both.
yeah, I wanted to be able to have
Yeah.
both, so I live in Nigeria. My life can go on in Canada, and I won't be there, and
Yeah,
first.
vice versa.
So let's do the quick facts about Nigeria and diaspora, right? Because obviously, you guys have both lived abroad, used to living abroad. He can still decide to go back today. So the
He's
first,
staying with us to continue the battle.
well, the first one is that obviously, let's talk about remittances. Like Nigerians abroad send home over like $20 billion per year, and this is remittances that they claim to like be tracking. Not the ones that you guys bring in cash and things like that, right? So makes like diaspora is like one of the biggest contributors to the economy. Like after oil and gas, they're like, you know,
It's probably more than oil and gas. I don't know.
no, I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
that's-
haven't
so.
checked this. I'm
yeah.
not sure.
I think-
But
I
I
think-
think
Oil and
it's
gas
the
is
biggest
tied
thing.
to a
That,
lot of debt, so we will not know the real
I think
figures.
it's the biggest thing the biggest
What is?
source of our income.
What,
It might
oil and
be
gas?
the remittances.
Remittance.
It might be
it's
number one.
It's one of the.
And so Maya
close to
said in our
source.
first episode this season that we needed to do more with diaspora engagement, because like if Nigeria is going to get better, like the diaspora has to like financially and should we say experientially sort of help us balance how we we do those politics and leadership,
Right.
education, those kind of things, just because right now the current crop are building their own people, and their crop they are building is just chop the money. You know, you collect money for a project, let the project show 5 times the budget. Like that's the current
Right,
crop.
right,
You know.
But I would argue though, like the Nigerian diaspora, I think, is doing a good job of representing Nigeria like globally.
Yeah.
I think people like Yvonne Oji. I get the sense that like Nigerian music, the protests that go on in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The amount of traction that they get,
Yeah.
I think, is largely because Nigerians in the diaspora are paying
Support.
attention and are
yeah,
supporting and
yeah.
retweeting and stuff like that.
I agree. Now, another quick fire will be Bring Without Borders. Like, more than half of Nigerians abroad are in highly skilled fields like healthcare, tech, education, and finance, helping fill critical gaps in those countries that they're in, whilst obviously we are suffering. Because I was saying, like, we get the best of the rest. Every doctor is trying to jar like every time I go to a specialist hospital about something, I'm just trying to talk to
you can't blame them.
You can't blame them.
and then you have
like I
our
always say to
senators
him,
talking
like-
about they should ban people from going abroad.
Right.
Those kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, there's nothing
things,
wrong
like-
with like
Also, I don't
Like
think
leaving
that
the
they
country.
want to actually leave. It's based on the resources, infrastructure, and in terms of the monetary value that Nigeria don't provide.
Yeah,
It
condition.
kind of forces them to move. So most of them are in exotic countries.
Malaysia,
Bahamas,
Philippines.
So
Yeah.
they
and the Philippines
they
is
see the
poor,
value
bro.
there.
Like, it's so crazy that we're moving there. These are poor countries. Some of these countries are like they're poor.
Another fact about Nigerian diaspora is we're leaders on the global stage. I mean, these are our mentor. I need to go see that man in the UK if I can. The guy that had the second
Ogunlesi?
largest fund. Yeah, the one that owns the
BlackRock.
The BlackRock. So from
He doesn't
CEOs
own it,
of
by the way.
yeah,
He's,
huh?
he's a partner.
Yeah, from CEOs of Fortune 500 companies to top government advisors, Nigerians hold influential positions in the US, UK, and beyond. Like we saw this recent one lady became like a general or something. in the US or something like that. Like you have those things going. Never
There's
been
one-
done. Even
there's
in
one-
Trump's administration, there's one
One
top
popular
person.
CEO of Red Lobster, I forget his name.
Oh, yeah,
young
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, I remember this young too.
Ah,
He's
yes.
34.
The United West Ham match, and he saw him there.
Oh, West Ham. Can you imagine? So yeah. Another one is academic giants. I mean, Nigerians are among the most educated groups in the US. Over 6% of Nigerian Americans hold at least a bachelor's degree. I don't know, like your story, which is like you have to go back to school so you get an opportunity, but like whenever we go there, education is like top of mind for us.
I think education is top of mind for us, and I think it's a double-edged sword, right? In the sense that the way we learn here is toxic. Like the way you learn is very
You're
toxic.
taught to cram.
You're taught to cram, but that work ethic, that type of learning makes you
resilient.
and makes you a perfect student in the US or places, because these guys are used to teachers holding their hands and everything. So when you start to apply your own CU mindset
tough.
or like mindset, you exceed all those other people that were born there. Yeah.
The last one I disagree with, but like they say that we're community builders. I think that Nigerians
Yeah, I disagree
diaspora,
with
eh?
Yeah, I disagree with that too.
Yeah, because
That were community
I mean,
builders.
we have a lot of Nigerian Students Association, a lot of Ondo indigenes in UK, Osho indigenes in US, but like,
I mean,
when it comes to
I
the
get what
unity
you're
that we
saying.
expect,
I get it.
I don't think that they're doing that. But I mean, obviously, see the whole yarn with the Nigerians in the UK, they've been dealing with this scandal. Were you in that community?
This
This
guy,
NIUK, this guy,
Oh, yeah.
Odogu know they
I'm
deal
not-
with,
Yeah,
but they go to their parties.
apparently I'm not categorized as an NIUK.
Why?
Because you're
because it's kind of
Because I didn't what's it called? I
Yeah.
didn't move to the UK whilst at this age.
yeah.
That's one of their.
So what is getting through is a real,
Alright.
like I went to college in the US, university.
You know, there's
And-
different.
Yeah.
There's so many levels, right?
Yeah.
So someone like me who came at 16, and someone like him who came out when he was working, we're kind of the same, but there's still some differences there.
Yeah.
And then like the guys who like are Nigerian,
You're already
heritage,
acclimatized
Right,
to
right.
the environment.
right?
Whereas,
So me, I'm kind of like a half and half. They are like, and someone like him that was, you have to go maybe work at Walmart, right, and restart. Like, it's a different. It's hard to explain now, but like it's a different dynamic. And then the guys who like their parents are the ones that moved.
Right.
Like, they're like African American already, but they like jollof rice, and Afro beats, and they might not. It's getting better now. Like there's more synergy now. But like when I was in college 10 years ago, the synergy was tough. Like if ASO, for
they
example,
weren't in tune.
ASO,
Yeah.
if there was a Nigerian, someone like me who came
Yeah.
came at 16 years old to school as the head of ASO, all the diaspora, all the ones who
Yeah.
were born there won't
Yeah.
be active that year. And then there was the guys who like, and you could just see like it's just different culturally. Like we were
Yeah.
trying to be more Nigerian, they were trying to be kind of Americanized with the jollof rice.
Yeah.
I mean, but like now, I would say, I mean, my experience now is that it's cool to be a Nigerian in the US
Yeah,
now.
yeah, no,
as far as
so
I'm
it's getting
concerned.
better.
Like, it's cool to be a Nigerian.
It's getting a lot. There's more synergy now.
Yeah, like we're an integral part of, I would say, like pop culture, like in general. Like there's been enough Nigerians in Hollywood, like enough Nigerian music that has blown, like so Black Americans, and like we're
There's
part
now-
of
there's
we're
now
part
more-
of the mix.
There's a lot more
effectively.
synergy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the representation is.
But it's still those things are still, those challenges are still there.
Yeah.
The communities. I think we build around churches, maybe career, like the doctors associations, like UIU, the Igbo, like the tribal people.
I won't lie.
There's a lot of Igbo communities that are very strong.
And the first one you mentioned is probably the divide. Like it's obviously not the reason for the conversation today, but like that the churches and the denominations is probably the biggest divide. Why our communities are not as strong as like the Indians.
But they're strong within.
What do you mean? What is that?
They're strong within.
So like, because obviously when you go abroad now, they'll be expecting you, since you're in RCCG, go and join the RCCG
Okay.
one. If you're a Baptist, go and join the Baptist one. If you're a Catholic, if I'm a Anglican. Whereas the Indians, when they get abroad, they just see you as Rajesh is coming,
I think.
and do you understand?
What I would say, I'm not sure if I agree with that, because I would
Okay.
say that like you can find Nigerians in enclaves. So in Dallas, Nigerians in DC, in New
Yeah.
York, parts of the US.
But do they treat you guys like these Indians do when they support their own?
What I would say the difference is that like for all these other cultures or communities like Indians, Mexicans, there's a business side to it where 7-Eleven is generally run by Indians, and it's
Yeah.
passed through. It's something that they keep within themselves. CVS stores like Walgreens
Yeah.
run by a certain ethnic group.
Yeah.
I can't think of any business
So that's exactly the point.
exactly the
we're-
point
we're
we're making,
that's,
bro.
you
Yes,
know,
that's
that
exactly the
Nigerians
point
are-
that
where we
making.
thrive is social stuff.
Party, we can.
But guess
Which
what?
is
You might
still-
party with a guy 5 years, 10 years. This guy might be, I don't know, GM at the bank or whatever.
And you will never know.
And
And they will
you
never
can't get a mortgage.
That's exactly what I'm
But the
talking
Indian guy,
about.
I'm telling you, like I have friends in Canada, like
lifestyle.
Arabs,
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
it.
tapped into their communities. These guys, you want a mortgage? Oh, I have a
Basically
guy.
like Jews, like the Jews.
The Jews,
Yeah.
the Jews, bro. The
So
Jews,
that's
the
why I
Arabs,
said
the
that the
Indians.
denomination is been our biggest problem.
With the house, I have a guy, and they're putting you in there. Right?
Okay,
but
so
we,
are you saying that it's syndicated, like it's because what you just said, like it kind of happens in Nigeria, but for a certain demographic,
Right.
it's not like
There isn't that like community thing that like you can come and I mean I would say because it's saying quote unquote the Jews is kind of problematic, but like Jewish people, like Jewish people in general are very like community oriented.
Yeah.
but I think most
and,
groups in America like that. Most
like
immigrant
that,
groups are
except maybe Nigerians.
like that. Africans generally, we have that issue. We're always fighting within African communities and within Nigerian communities.
But
they're
interestingly,
trying to
right,
better each
a lot
other.
of my friends or my students who have gone abroad, shout out to Labor Education, by the way, would say to me like their best friends are actually Zimbabweans, Ghanaians. So I don't think we have it cross.
No, it's
is it
bro,
cross-
we have it crossed.
Really?
I guarantee you. Yes. See, we are all cool when it's social. Like we go to the Davido's concert, everybody's there.
Yeah.
Always.
But when
I'm telling you, time to
when the rubber hits
get out,
the road
get
and
out
you
the
need like
money.
loans,
Let's go buy
business.
this block up
Nope.
and develop this community. You never hear that.
Why
with
do you think
African
so?
people.
Why do
I
you
just think that
happens?
it goes back to all the like
There's another episode for that one to
all the-
unpack
all the colonizing stuff, the separation. And then I think, and it's a shame because for us that have lived there, like I was very big. I'm like, you know what? Like my idea also was like you go abroad, and we can kind of create a model that that the Nigerians here can look at and say, you know what, the Nigerian community there is thriving as a community, business wise. I live in Canada now, Toronto. There's a place called Brampton. This is all Indian. Right? I'm telling you, the properties are owned. All the gas stations are owned by Indians. It's a big problem for Canadians now. Like it's part of what's bringing racism, right? But they own. Bro, they own. They hire
It's the same as
the
UK.
whole way.
Yeah.
The whole way. In Nigeria, so there's a big. I give an example in a different podcast. There's a guy that owns a thriving restaurant in Toronto called Get Grill. He doesn't hire Nigerians. And he told me straight up, why Nigerians will not, they're not loyal, they won't stay, they won't do the job the right way. He hires Indian people, and he's like this is one of the guys who has a successful Nigerian. There are many in Texas and stuff, but that don't have
That story,
franchise.
right?
They
Yeah.
don't hire Nigerians. Like they don't hire.
I guess
they
like
don't have the
my
pipeline.
issue would be that even within Nigeria itself, do Nigerians own businesses here? Like most of the thriving large scale companies are
Foreign owned.
Yeah, foreign owned.
Foreign
So
invested.
where do you want
Canada
to
is
take
the
that?
funny story. Even
thing
the
to?
funniest story is that even Dangote, most of his top guys are Indians and things like that.
That's what we're saying.
They are workers.
Yeah.
They're prime workers.
Let's segue into like your story where it's like, what was the transition like? Like you went there in your 20s. Like what was that transition like? Settling into a new country at a young
Especially
age.
for him, 20s.
Yeah.
It's a bit tougher there.
Yeah, no, I
So
think
obviously you did your masters. Like what was that?
did you
like,
also have-
just mentally?
I don't know if you can share here specifically what kind of status you had when you.
when I went fully legal, it's
No, I mean, but like if you have a student visa, it's different. If you got a green card.
yeah, no, so it was a green card.
Okay.
So we were for all intents and purposes permanent residents and everything.
Right.
I think for me the hardest part was adjusting to my sense of self, like who I thought I was or who I thought I was supposed to be. Like I said, I was working at GTBank. I had a relatively high profile job. I thought that would translate, but then it didn't. And then I was in Dallas. I got a bit depressed, to be honest, like, around that time, because I was like, okay, what am I doing with my life? Like, did I just waste 3 years, like, in GT to come here and be, stocking shelves? What am I supposed to do and everything? And I think getting used to kind of like the culture there as well. Americans, I don't know what it is like in other places, right? But like, the way they're socialized is different. Here, relatively in Nigeria, if somebody doesn't like you, you would know. You would know they'll bone face for you, they'll carry face for you, they'll be rude to you and everything. But like in the US, there's this
Passive aggressive.
There's very passive aggressive. Like people would smile in your face, but then talk about you behind your back, that kind of thing. So I think and I'm an observant person, so I saw that pretty early on, which meant for the most part I was kind of like by myself. But But there were things about US culture that I think obviously before I moved I liked. So like I like rap music, I can watch basketball or American football. Unlike most Nigerians, I don't like clubs. I prefer bars.
Right.
Like,
So you're really American.
So yeah,
in that sense.
so that was easy for me to adjust to. But I think that sense of identity, like okay, like who am I, like, in this place? Like, can I call myself an American truly? I'm still going through that like identity, crisis, like in a
I
way.
have a question
but,
for you that fits into that. So is there a racial component to that as well? For you?
Certainly.
What?
No, for him.
Is there a racial component?
Racial.
to it?
Like to your identity kind of.
No, I mean, it's so I'm Nigerian and I'm American. In the US, I'm black, but I wasn't black until I got there.
Right.
I wasn't black until I got to the US. So I'll tell you a funny story. The first time police ever stopped me in Dallas, this is statute of limitation has passed. I had some weed in my car, and I was triggered, hoping that they won't search it. But I think what I did was to put on my strongest Nigerian accents,
Right.
because I wanted it to be clear that I'm not
You're not.
I'm not a black American. Right, so
they won't categorize. They won't put you in that profile.
Don't treat me like you would treat Jerome or any of these guys, right? So I put on a
That's
strong
like
Nigerian accent, Yeah, but like I think it says something about
what it is that you're dealing with.
how their society is
Also,
there,
yeah.
and I think obviously black Americans don't like that about Nigerians. The fact that you can code switch. One day you can be black like us.
And
but
the other
when
day,
it-
yeah.
but when it doesn't
I'm
benefit you, you can
Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
That's their own business.
That's interesting. But I mean, looking back, Ade, how did your time outside Nigeria shape like your growth, your career growth, who you are as a person? Obviously, the military probably put that on time nature and all that, but like,
How has it changed me? So
has it shaped you as well?
Yeah.
Like,
So because I'd left at a relatively early time in my growth,
yeah.
it opened my eyes to a lot of things. But because I had a lot of family around me in the UK, it was kind of easy for me to acclimatize because I'd already been there before.
Yeah.
So going to that military school, funny enough, there weren't really many white people in that school.
Really,
There was a lot of mostly Nepalese because the Nepalese and the UK, they have
An agreement.
they have
Like
an
for
agreement
training and stuff.
military
Military cooperation.
cooperation together. So
That's
in the
interesting.
Nepalese, they're called the Gurkhas. So I had a lot of Nepalese friends. Black friends, thank God, they're still one of my best friends.
Are we
today.
similar?
So now?
Are they similar to us in Nigeria? The Nepalese?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I don't.
No.
There's no synergy
I mean,
in the culture.
no.
Wow.
No,
I figured there might be.
living with them, they're actually quite different to us, but I gravitated more towards them. So yeah, you can actually say there's a bit of similarity because, in terms of, actually, yeah, what am I saying? Yes, in terms of the way of living and as well as obviously the food,
Right.
we had some form of similarity. So it was kind of easy for me to acclimatize to my surroundings.
Yeah.
And also, I think what helped me was because I was a citizen as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I didn't really have.
I didn't go
that-
through some of those immigration.
Yes, exactly.
related challenges.
Exactly.
See how I'll do this.
No, but like I think you went to the Waterman, like they were already teaching you like British
Kind
Curriculum and their
curriculum, like
lifestyle,
in,
stuff like that.
Yeah. So
because
it was
etiquette.
fully a British curriculum. So that kind of helped me to to transition.
So did you also have, just with your experience overall,
Yeah.
living abroad, is there any racial component for you as well? I know the UK is.
I mean, there was like
Much more.
UK people are very passive, so I picked up on a lot of things. So let's say I'm in the train station, I'm underground now, and I'm sat down.
no one
When
was
I'm
sitting
sat
next to
down,
you.
They'll look at me, eye me. I'll look at them too. Sometimes I'll say, "Come and sit down." Like I'm not gonna.
You're not
You're
gonna
gonna
buy
bite
it.
you,
I'm
you
not
know?
going to bite you. You get me? So like just little things like that, and even when I'm in a like let's say I'm in a prestigious or a well-known hotel or well-known store, and I want to buy something.
They'll be
You
like,
just tell how they.
Yeah,
how they
sorry.
do.
They'll look at your note.
Like,
just
is it
look-
original?
They'll just put it up in the light to see if it's real. Things like that. Those little things like that.
I think the thing with like
So-
with gravitating towards like Nepalese, I think did you find that like because you're an immigrant, they're immigrants too.
Yeah.
Like you come from similar like somewhat conservative background, your parents instilled in you the value of education.
Yeah.
I think like you find that like in my experience in grad school, we had like what we called a minority group.
Yeah.
So it was me,
Yeah, I was
the,
gonna touch
the Mexicans,
Yeah.
Asian
Mexicans,
guys,
man.
and you know like one other Indian guy.
Yeah.
And I think like cause all the white guys that were in school with us, all of them, their parents were
Parents were
okay.
wealthy, probably,
So
yeah.
we were the ones that were on like student loans, for example.
Yeah.
You know, were the ones that had to work jobs. After school.
Your story is crazy because like, and this is part of the differences. I'm telling like Dippo.
Yeah.
So someone like me,
Mm.
I was in America, 16 years old. My parents were paying my fees, and all my friends, like the Americans or the ones, the Nigerians that grew up there, student loans. So like, so we they look at us like people are all privileged.
Yeah, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
These
Yeah.
guys, like we didn't have to work. Like we were working because we wanted to make more money. We didn't have to. Our parents gave us pocket money, and like to everybody else is like, bro, what? Like these guys are like
Oh, yeah,
16, left their
mentioned
house,
the, what's it called?
working a job at Walmart.
The
You know,
ethnic side.
Yeah.
So in my university, we had it was a predominantly white university.
Right.
So there was an ACS as called African Caribbean Society, which was actually closed down because there weren't many black people anymore. So when I joined, I noticed that most of my friends have ACSs. Why does my own not have? So
So you took it up.
after my second year, I decided to open it up again. That made my university more worthwhile.
Yeah,
yes,
it made it more
because
fun.
It didn't feel like I was the only black person there. So that kind of helped me create community. And also, there's a acronym called BAME, which is Black and Minority Ethnics. So that kind of gave me the chance to open up that ACS to different
Ethnic groups.
So that we kind of have that sort
Have that
of
synergy.
community
Yeah.
together.
So,
Yeah.
so let me ask you both of you a question where it's like you've lived abroad, schooled abroad. Obviously, you both have now said you have permanent residencies or citizenships in UK and US respectively. When you go there to school and you work there for a while, is coming back to Nigeria like a thing? Will you what's it for you like saying, I want to come back to Nigeria at some particular time? I think this will more for Shion because you already explained your story.
He's already here with us.
So it's temporarily here with us.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Okay.
So I think I share your ideology in the sense that I think if anybody's going to save Nigeria, it's going to be the generation of people who have been exposed to, what life can be like.
Be like,
Yeah.
okay, at
What
least the
life
good
should be
things,
like,
yeah.
right? People who are trained with the skills that they can transfer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right, like Nigerian companies can't pay me.
They can't put the money
They,
up.
they can't pay what I earn, right now. So it's be difficult to find something. And then I think there's the lack of structure, right? So to be able to live the same type of life that I'm living right now, it means I have to live in Ikoyi or VI.
And you have to intentionally create your own system that fits that.
That fits exactly what I'm looking for, right? So like if I wanna get something from the grocery store, like my diet has changed, my appetite has changed, the kind of things that I want to eat, the kind of places I want to go to, that it has changed entirely. And I get the sense that now I'm seeing places like in Veya and Lekki that can cater to that type of thing, right? But like again, like the pay, the type of setup I need to be able to insulate myself from the craziness basically around.
So do you think that like the explosion of remote work can changes that for you a little bit?
Yeah, no, so like I mean, my laptop is with me here, so I work. But like that comfort level, I think, is just still not necessarily there the way you would want it to be.
Yeah.
I also so like when I came last year, I get triggered by some of the stuff that I see around. When I came back for the first time in 7 years last year, and driving towards like BJC and Ikate, I had forgotten about the concept of people begging at your window, like you're driving and it's like
It feels like close.
like little children, destitute or something begging, and that kind of stuff was just it's triggering. Like it's sad to see and everything. So I share the ideology that people need to come back, but honestly, I think unless you're able to set up yourself to be as comfortable as you are abroad,
There'll be a disconnect.
Yeah,
It'll just be difficult to.
There'll be a disconnect, and I think also like you find, and I mean no shade to people that are here or anything, but like the way Nigerians think the way Nigerians think sometimes, like, you know, it's interesting. Like the customer service here is upside down, right?
yeah.
Like it's the kind of, it's too much to ask for. Okay, so I want to make a reservation for dinner or for something, you know, and people. Timmy went to Chicken Republic.
Yeah.
He's asking the attendants. You have 3 different types of chicken on your 3 different types of chicken on your menu. What does this one say? I don't know. Say you want buy, I mean you want buy. If you know one buy, come on, they go. Like, you understand?
So can I?
To that effect, pretty much, right?
So can I defend them a little
That's
bit?
crazy.
I would love to hear.
Yes.
I would love to hear it.
So it's not, I'm not defending the culture of bad behavior or like poor quality that we serve here. But these guys are making, I don't know, 50,000 naira a month,
Maybe less.
maybe less. They're coming from the mainland, wherever their far houses are. They come to the island every day, early at 4 a.m. in the morning, right?
Until night. Because
by the way,
I went to Chicken Republic at 10:30 years there.
So I lived in. So America, for example, I have friends I used to work when we were in college in McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they'll throw the food away, but like you could sneak it in. Like when my friends worked there, we used to get the free food.
Yeah.
These guys don't access the food that they work with, so they actually don't really know.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of, they're disconnected. Like you go to a restaurant in the UK, the US, those guys understand with the menu. Like they've tasted
Right.
the food, they know, they can describe to you, I like this one. I always say, oh, like what do I want to eat? They'll say, oh, I like this one.
I mean,
Those guys are
I
disconnected.
hear you that, like, I hear you that conditions like poverty, stress, you understand, there are more things on people's mind than, but I'm saying, I think it's a cultural thing
It is a cultural thing.
where I think we the Nigerian dream is to blow. However that comes about, you know, it doesn't matter. The Nigerian dream is to hammer, basically, and to go from 0 to 100 basically real quick.
$1 million.
Right, you know.
Yahoo.
So there's a culture of like skipping the process.
Yeah.
Like the work that needs to be done to
Yahoo!
get somewhere.
So-
you know, people are interested in doing that.
You're not wrong, and there's, but I think that's so for me, I'm very. You're not wrong. And the reason I defended those people was because, again, like I said, like when I think through, so I go to a lot of restaurants in Nigeria too, and it's like, you know, like maybe
You have to have some sympathy.
maybe they
for
get the
them.
order wrong.
Yeah, you would have to do that.
In Nigeria,
They'll
get
charge
the order
them
wrong
money
abroad,
and sack them.
you
Yeah.
send it back. Here, they deduct
Okay,
it
no,
from the
let's
salary.
leave restaurants,
So they
right?
have to-
Service providers, tailor, carpenter, events decorator, whatever.
That's been
Basically,
since-
like the way
that's
things
been
work here,
since-
you have to sit down on somebody's head.
It's hard
No,
to
you're
find
wrong about
something
it.
something
You're
of
not wrong,
quality
you're
that's
not wrong.
consistent.
That's the one challenge that
It's tough.
The artisan network is
still
terrible.
facing.
But you know, we've been talking about it in our previous episodes where we're like, it's a systemic thing.
There's systemic issues.
Because who do you report to? See Kagan
Right.
now.
Yeah.
Kagan has been trending because he decided he was going to sue Arik. Unfortunately, when his lawyers had the conversation with him, you cannot do a class action or something like that until you have like 3 complaints or something like that. But the noise he made, a lot of airlines are refunding people's money. By the way, shout out to Kagan, because now I can go back to Airpiece and some other guys that I just even left the money.
It's just,
Because-
yeah,
yeah,
it's
because
just not,
you
it's
understand?
not conducive to good behavior.
We didn't even talk about it yet. We're going to have an episode about Turkish airline and Emirates, right? But let me plug Turkish for now. I was in Amsterdam to fly to Turkey. And I made a stupid mistake that I will never make again. I had connected all my flights on Turkish. So like from my first leg, and I was going to touch like 6 countries. The only leg that was not going to be Turkish was SA, because I was going to land in SA and then come back with South African Air. So I touched, me and my partner, we had touched like 3 or 4 at the time. Then we go to Amsterdam to head to Turkey, right? And then they say I cannot fly, or we cannot fly. And not only are these girls rude, not only are they dismissive, then I'm thinking, obviously in my head, if I call the Nigerian embassy, what are they going to do for me? But that was like the next thing, like they were telling me, is call the Nigerian embassy. Do you know that, first of all, we couldn't initially reach them? Thank God I even buy SIM cards. Then I finally even reached them. And they were actually, interestingly, shout out to the Nigerian embassy in Netherlands, because the guy was very responsive, right? But he didn't have any power. He couldn't do anything. They now say I have to go from the airport to town to the embassies to sort out my problem. That I should have gotten some special paper in Abuja that I didn't get. And so I cannot board. Now I'm like, okay, cool. Get me to Turkey. I'm going from Turkey to Morocco. All right? And from Morocco, I'm going to South Africa. So just get me to Turkey. And the girl was like, no, I can't board. Now, bear in mind that I had actually already gotten my check-in, my boxes had gone. I was going, it was the border in Turkey that takes the girl back that we cannot come.
No, but like, I mean, imagine.
It's the Nigerian immigration service.
I lost that ticket.
I guarantee you.
That was like 3 million.
So you had to buy another
Whoa.
one.
I had to buy that ticket. This is where I'm actually going on. I reached out to the DG of NCA. Interestingly, we know the guy that is now in charge of. If you remember him, Captain Kini, where we were living years ago. He's now in charge of NCA. If I'm not even reaching out, I don't really care about that because I don't like to name drop or power drop. But like, I reached out to the guy who is in charge, one Achumu guy, because the guy has been actually responsive. Till today, I haven't gotten a reply.
It's us, man.
Of course. So.
And that's where I'm going with this
It's
whole
us.
thing. No.
So when they are rude to us
Till
like that,
today.
you can, if you trace it back,
I heaven help
it's
Turkish.
failure of policy. So
Help Turkish airline if I enter politics and I become a politician. That's where I'm actually going.
So
Heaven
you see
help
where
them.
you're going. Like this is going to propagate the situation we are going to be in
No, but like,
Propagate how? Like for good or for bad for me?
for everybody else.
Why? Because
What are you going to do to them?
when I get there, wait.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine living in.
Wait.
I can't imagine
Because
living in
imagine
Nigeria.
if I didn't have money
No, but that's what
Or
I'm saying.
access.
or access.
Yeah, but you
That
have
flight,
to look.
everything could have been
inward.
sorted out well. Oh.
You have to
Like,
look inward.
all you needed to do was get me on the flight to Istanbul, keep me at the airport, and get me on the next flight to Morocco.
Bro, I guarantee you,
But
there's
they
an
didn't do
issue with
that.
the
They didn't do
Nigerian.
that.
There's an issue with the Nigerian situation that makes them to be like that.
Yeah, as in
I
it's
guarantee you
it's,
that.
it's, it's a systemic
Systemic
failure.
So it's not them. It's not
That-
Turkish.
that-
So
that
Kegan
makes
has to
you-
use his influence now to be making noise.
That's what I'm saying. So
it-
it's not Turkish Airways that they have to hold responsible because they have to go and face. If they let you go, they have to face the Nigerian system.
It's a systemic failure
their own.
if your passport basically is a detriment to you.
No,
Your Nigerian
Yeah,
passport
so
is
that's
costing
indirect.
you.
But there's also I'm sure that if you investigate
It
the
was
reason
an
they were doing that thing
interesting.
specifically,
It was
there's a failure
it was
of
an
Nigerian policy
interesting
between
time.
that if he went, a Nigerian official will say no, they have to pay some fine. Like trust me, Nigerians are insane. Like our policies are insane here.
No,
There's always a direct effect of something that you're saying.
that's part of why.
No, but you could have kept me at Istanbul. I
That's-
don't want
that's
to
part
argue
of
with
why-
that. Because that's what happened now. Because I still use them. You know what I'm saying?
still
They
have to
put me
go-
on the
you
next
still have
flight
to- you still
now.
have to go back.
I waited for like 6 hours for the next flight. Luckily, they even had the next flight because I was now upset. I was trying to now go to KLM and do KLM straight to Morocco or to Nigeria. And the flight was like 4 million
But do you see how hard it
for
was
one leg.
Do you know how tough it was for like? I traveled.
See, my,
After
I
COVID,
know, I
right?
don't hear anything.
You know
Like
how
that
difficult it was
government.
to travel to Nigeria during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Because we
That
still
one, I
phones.
remember that one now.
But every other country was easier than
It was
Nigeria.
easier than Nigeria.
Like your
Yeah.
country. That's how you know that Nigerian policies are
crazy.
like.
So
Designed
so
to
my
give you
point also
problems.
is like, so like yesterday night, I left my guy late. I went to pick up some stuff. Then I had to watch.
You're still going out.
Oh yeah, after. So at 10, I needed to buy food for some people, and we were like, where do we go? I was calling Mega Chicken. I wasn't sure if they were still open. Why am I plugging all these people? Anyway, they're my guys. Yeah. So the manager didn't pick up, and then I'm like, let's go to ICM. There's Black Bell upstairs. There'll be like parties till like 12 at the lounges. I'm like, but Chicken Republic did now. Would they be open? Interesting, they were still open. Shout out to Chicken Republic because if anything, if their food and their service is terrible, like they show up for you when you need them. And they still had food. Like they still had stuff. They were still open about 10, 20. Now, where am I going? The staff were unruly. They were, that was terrible. But I appreciated the fact that they were open. And I also appreciate the fact that these ladies are probably underpaid and they've been working, like you said, since 4 a.m.
I don't
12 hours.
like that. Like I don't like
12
this.
hours was 12
Sean,
hours
I think
to
it's
go
your
in.
I want to push back
Sean,
on.
we're
I want to
here.
push back on this thing.
I think
because
it's your exposure.
I want to push back on this
No,
a
no,
bit
like let me speak.
because I think there's this culture here of accepting the bare
Mediocrity.
minimum.
Yeah, but
Like it's a,
Managing.
managing.
No, but listen,
and it's toxic.
I love that you say it's the culture because you have to examine
yes,
the entire
it's on
line
top.
of the culture.
Because what do you want to do? If you train those guys well and they pay them well, you don't think the service will be better. That thing that I experienced in Chicken Republic, they no born any Mega Chicken staff.
No, but
because once I enter Mega Chicken is owned by a billionaire, like a very rich family. They no born you well if I did Mega Chicken. And I complain to the manager. You're already gone.
No, you shouldn't have to complain to the manager.
I know what you're saying. You
Like,
have to have high standards and uphold them.
As in, people need to have high
But the
standards.
service abroad too, I've had complaints.
Of
now.
course, definitely.
okay.
But like on an average level, right?
Standards are
And I think Miss Shomoye's testimony, like in church, right? I think like my mom was a head teacher of the school that we went to, and I think part of there was a clear
there was
difference
a- I
between
don't know when she was there and
the way she ran things and the other people
Well,
ran
no,
stuff.
no,
I'm saying
no,
like
no,
even
no,
within
no,
Nigeria, you can create the
And that's-
environment, you
yeah.
can create high standards, but I think people have this thing where
So
anyhow.
So from where you're coming from, Mega Chicken, it starts from the top down.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Like we tried to, one of my investor group, we tried to get Mega Chicken to go to the north. The guy said he's not coming home. He said he wants to be able to go to any of his stores within a drive. Like Mega Chicken will not expand from Lagos. And right now they are like the only like they've locked it down. If you remember, I mean, you guys remember chicken,
Mega
Tasty
Chicken
Fried
was
Chicken
free.
of before. No, I'm saying you're saying it now, but like imagine what Tasty Fried Chicken was years ago. Mega Chicken had locked it down. First stack, they have like 2 or 3 now in Lekki.
Yeah, but
They've locked it down. They
it's a
bring
reason
whites for like their environmental, like when you see them doing like their, what's that thing they usually do regularly? Safety, what's that thing you were telling me? Safety policy kind of checks. They bring white guys to do it.
So these are the issues I'm talking about. And there's a reason that
They
like,
bring
all these
white
guys don't
Chinese
last.
to come and cook.
I won't say,
their Chinese
most of them don't
restaurant.
last more than a generation. There's a reason that you see that this Mr. Biggs that was big when I was young was everywhere. There's a reason they're not there in Nigeria anymore.
Whereas US is still standing strong.
Surviving the
and
system
it's owned by
is like,
yeah.
and we just talked about it in episode 2.
Yeah.
You are fighting against the system here
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, always behind it.
And the incentive to hold high standards here, the cost is very high.
Yeah.
Consistently. So the guys that are doing it like your mom, they are paying excessive cost for that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but like it's a
Yeah, but it's true.
I
Because
think about-
you know that
I think
that's
about
true.
like
Because Momsi
training.
had to make a decision
No, I'm
of what she
saying like
wanted
they are
to do.
like
for herself,
sacrificing
herself.
financially.
No, I'm saying then, like,
probably spending
because
more
when
money
she
on,
was
like,
going against those
quality
guys,
control.
they were put those
Like a
pushback
lot
Well,
of
now.
pushback, yeah, you have to
And
fight.
she had to make a decision for herself. Yeah, right. That's
They're probably spending way more time on the job than they should, getting older quicker. Like there's just so
Yeah.
much they're putting in, and the Nigerians are not even trained to appreciate those kind of things.
Yeah, no, I think like
understand?
where my experience working in GT, for example, right? I think I had to carve out a niche for myself essentially because I wasn't going to be just going around knocking on doors, come and give me accounts, right? Like the way people are taught to generate business, people are taught to do things is just beg somebody, I beg, yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
my boss.
All right, so for a day, let's talk about like opportunities and challenges in the UK. Obviously,
It's Delhi actually.
we should just call it Delhi, right?
Delhi, yeah.
But what?
How'd you get that name? How did it come about?
It just happened. I just woke up.
I feel like that's just
It
like a
it
UK
just
thing.
came out.
All the movies I've
It was
watched.
a UK thing actually. It started like year 7.
It's
You
still
went to
UK.
you went to
Anyway,
Day
you
Water-
guys do whatever.
Why you dey always play yourself for this thing now?
UK
Shout
Nigeria.
out to Day Waterman College because after I don't plug you like this, now go give me scholarship for
Free
students.
promo.
But yeah, so
Okay,
obviously I was talking to my guys last week in the UK. The new UK policy is like some people that are below this level 6, they have to come back. They're not allowing them for sponsorship. But like, what is this? What opportunities exist now in the UK for you going forward with all the changes that
For him?
No, I'm saying like for Nigerians really
Yeah.
there.
I wanted to
He
put
don't
that
get
actually.
wahala now. Okay, he don't get wahala.
There's this immigration reform bill that's Kramer just implemented. So
Yeah.
it started around January.
Yeah,
So I think now anybody I see that wants to explore the UK, I always try to tell them to explore different countries because now the UK, the aim is to reduce immigration by 100,000 people to 2029.
yeah.
So what they've done is whoever applies now has to stay in the UK for 10 years as opposed to 5 years. Another thing is you have to earn a certain level
Of salary, which is
certain
what they
level.
said. So like my friends that are working in certain businesses or companies that are below that threshold would not be able to stay. You have to.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not earning, I think it's.
So they're going to get deported?
So
Yeah, that's what
yeah,
they
so,
said.
yeah, so as opposed to 2 years, you only have 18 months.
18 months left. Yeah, a high standard job. Yeah,
So that's out of school, right?
yeah.
But what are the guys that are really working below the threshold?
Yeah,
now?
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they're going.
So
My
it's
guy's
either-
working.
So
My
they have to
guy.
transition to a higher paying
So
job.
like,
Yeah, you have to.
my
get
guy's
to high
working.
school,
If
though.
you're working
Transition
like
back to Nigeria.
education, like
It's either
prison
that-
service, they send you back.
It's either that or you get a social care working visa.
Yeah.
And you do want to do that.
No one wants.
do
No
you
one
want
wants
to
to
do
do
that
that for 10 years. Nobody wants to do
Some
that.
guys will do it.
So
Don't
that-
be
but what-
somebody else's yash for this. No,
People are going to. Are you seeing what I see that for 10 years? Do you know the option in Nigeria? Do you know the option in Nigeria? What do people say?
Yeah.
It's not.
Bro, in Canada,
it's not
that's
worth
everybody
it.
in Canada that I
bro.
know does this job.
Yeah,
And after
everybody does that.
those 10 years, what are you going to do?
So right now, UK is prime for what?
with that
Undergrads
visa-
only,
with
right?
that
Because that's what
visa-
it means.
With that visa, you can't work anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
So after those 10 years, what experience have you gotten after those 10 years?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to
Trash
last.
cleaning.
yeah, nah.
I don't think it's going to last. But bro, I think so. I think you said something about like the Nigerian dream is, and I feel like we get caught up in the aspirational part of Nigeria, which is maybe 5% of the people. Half of Nigeria is destitutely poor. I mean, I'm talking about
Yeah.
real, no
Real,
prospects.
yeah.
They're not dreaming past. They don't have no.
Yeah.
They don't know what Yahoo boys are like. In
Yeah, of
a real practical sense. It feels a lot when we're around all this, the music and the lifestyle, and you go to clubs. Nigeria is
That's a tiny percentage
poor.
of what's going
Like
on.
these guys are just trying to get to the next day consistently their whole lives, and that's what it is, and that's what a lot of people are. Like I was telling somebody yesterday. There's only 10 million passports in Nigeria, max, on the best day. Passports. These 200 million people in Nigeria.
Yeah. Right.
Passports, and out of that passport, some people have never flown before. Some people have only flown within Nigeria. Some people have only flown within Africa.
Yeah, and
This
as
is what we're talking about
someone who has a business that does this immigration, tourism, Japa partners, we help people like go abroad for holidays. We are really poor because you hustle to get that passport like 60K, 50K, depending on if it's 5 years or 10 years, it's 100 something K. And then they now come and meet you to do visa for them. And you ask them how much is your bank statement.
I think that sometimes it fails.
They don't have money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My
So
friend-
somebody has done 4-5 visas. He doesn't have money, but they instantly do them.
Bro, and they're
My
borrowing
friend,
money.
my friend applied like 3 times.
Borrowing
until
their-
she finally got the Canadian
Yeah.
student.
So we're really in a bad place. But I think there's going to be opportunities in the UK now I think undergrad students will still be fine.
Yeah,
Right?
undergrad
If you
students
want to
are
go
fine.
there, undergrad students will be fine. But if you are not a master's holder that is doing something like maybe research, you want to go become a lecturer, it'll be a problem. Now, my question to you, Deli, is what do you think Nigerian community can do? Because in my head, I'm thinking maybe do we find one niche like sector and just begin to invest? What do you think Nigerian
What do you
community
mean?
in the
In
UK
the
right now?
UK,
Yeah,
what
to
can we
help
do?
people settle or just to help stabilize like our people.
I think it's happening quite a bit. So this NI UK thing, they kind of
Okay.
have a community where they hold events for each other to support each other.
Okay.
But are you talking about in terms of
Yeah, like a
work
business.
related?
Yeah, work related. Yeah.
Work-related?
Because there's certain sectors that we already know that are going.
Mhm.
Like, if you wanted to look at the UK now, what sector in the UK will we be investing in that will say, okay, this is still a reason to go to the UK? Maybe IT, for instance. So we set up like, I won't say like an Andela, but like your own IT, maybe business process outsourcing like company, something like that.
And you're hiring Nigerians.
Yeah,
It's difficult.
specifically.
That's difficult.
Because already Nigerians go there on this global talent visa.
Look at his face. You see
I
how,
can see his
you see
face,
how
right?
tough he's thinking about it.
Like he's
No, but-
it's
I
difficult.
get what.
but you know the flip side of other communities, they're thinking about the same thing. And they're already doing it already.
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
are
but
just,
like,
you're right.
no,
Like, we're
no,
already
there's-
behind again. I
They,
get.
you know, the difference is in these other communities, right? Like, okay, so Indians, for example, 7-Eleven, these stores, but there are also a lot of doctors too, and stuff
Yes.
like that.
It's a balance.
It's a
It's a balance
balance.
for
It's a
them.
balance, but it's holistic is the key. Like these guys are actively, and like I always say, these guys are actively. They're in politics. The mayor of this guy was the prime minister of the UK, the last one. His parents are. This is an Indian guy,
Mushak,
right?
yeah.
His wife is
His wife
just
is
Indian.
His
Mushak.
wife is the wife's
Right.
family
Yeah.
is
This-
the billionaire.
Yeah, this is India. These are actual Indian people, right? So these guys are working their way up. Look at the one we have in the UK. What's her name? Kemi.
I would say
She's
that like you can't. I don't think you can. I don't think you
That
can
was one of
divorce.
my next question to
She's
Deli when I
like
get back to it.
Well, like you can't divorce what's happening from the standing of the country itself. So India as a country, third most populous country in the world, billions of people in terms of just sheer population size. That's like the next or the second frontier for tech. A huge bunch of like remote tech workers come out of India. Bollywood is also $1 billion industry, effectively. So India as a country has clout that Nigeria just does not.
We don't.
But to be fair, I live in a place called Windsor, Ontario. I used to. I live in Nigeria now, and it's on the border of Detroit. So and there's a big Arab community in Windsor and in Detroit. These guys are from countries like Palestine, is a real country.
Turkey,
Still,
yeah.
Syria. These are countries that
Syria,
are war torn.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And they still have those communities there. Strong, super.
But we did in Atlanta in like we're there so much.
So
We're
to
a
be fair-
meme
to
now.
be fair to you, I think Nigerians in the US, because I think the US, the system is so capitalistic, that we have the best semblance of that community there. Whereas there's enough-
Unlike UK, that Peckham, there are places in UK that are pretty much.
they're like Lagos.
Yeah, pretty much like they're pretty much Lagos
As soon
now.
as you leave that station, like you feel like you're
You
in
know.
the market. Like,
You know, they will all the rubbish there.
All right. So before we wrap up, we talked about Kemi. What are your thoughts about? Do you think her pressure is sort of what has driven this? Obviously, it's not like they're targeting Nigerians now, and we're going to get back to Trump on what he's doing. But like, it's not like they're targeting us. What do you really think? What's your take on her and what she's saying? What's the whole idea?
I think she's just looking for a way to distinguish herself from being a Nigerian because she doesn't identify herself as one.
Yeah.
There was something that came out a week ago about her saying she was attempting to get
A passport.
passports for her children that she can't get one because she's a woman. But I don't even care about that because everything she has said before that has been against us.
So why are you not interested in getting a passport?
why you're
But that's also a
interested in
lie
getting-
now.
It's also a lie.
Because so long as
Was it a
you,
full lie?
it has
I
to
think
be a lie.
there's something about
No.
like if you're a man in Nigeria, like
No, she
There- no,
didn't marry.
there's a thing.
Kemi didn't marry into that. Kemi's family is Nigerian.
so,
Kemi was fully Nigerian. Like she
Kemi's
left.
fully
She
Nigerian
left.
now.
She left when she was 16.
okay, so the
like-
thing is like if you
So you can get it based on like your parents, like your grandparents, parents, that kind of thing.
yeah.
So it's not like
So-
the
so
whole
far- so
yeah
far-
when you marry into the
Marry-
And
woman
also,
cannot
and also
get.
these immigration
So
laws
that's what
that
it is.
have been imposed.
Yeah.
She's been pro everything.
oh
Yeah.
super pro more than the white people.
And I hope she knows that. I hope she knows she will never become prime minister because even if her party comes into power, they would have removed that
she's
before
head
them.
of the
They would have removed
Labour-
that before them, but I doubt they. I
Conservative?
doubt they will even be anything but fourth next election. But
See, the problem is, and we can do a Cliff Notes version of the long story, but like a combination of global warming or climate change
Yeah.
and systemic political failures
yeah,
are driving people migrating from Africa and the east towards the west.
yeah.
And these Westerners are saying, we're
You're
tired.
too much. You're too much.
There are too many of you Nigerians, too many of
It's an
you
interesting way that he put it.
foreign
But that's the
people.
reality.
No.
Basically.
Because think
Interesting
of
they
we
put
have education fund opportunities in Ilewe, right? And we've got like 3 or 4 partners. We've got Passage in Canada. We've got Prodigy Finance. Prodigy has told us by June 2025 that they don't have any more assets for Africa. Do you know what that is?
So I
These guys are paying tuition for students to go abroad, and they're like, "You guys are too much. We've accepted enough for the year."
so I see the other
There's
way.
been an
right?
influx in.
First of all, we're too poor, yeah, so we have to keep moving out of this country. Right. But I think that every time you see what has happened in the UK especially the UK, but the US is getting there, is wealth inequality. The Americans are getting poorer and they're looking for scapegoats. And they're always going to look at immigrants. It's happened before 100 years ago.
It'll keep
1930.
happening, right?
It's going to happen like that.
Yeah, but it's always been like it's
Because
ebbs and flows.
those
yeah.
whites,
But what the UK don't realize is that most of the capital that's being raised is done by immigrants.
Yeah, they know
So
that.
now what they're doing is with this bill, they're trying to upskill
their own people.
their own people now so that they don't have to rely.
It's not gonna
on-
work.
But they won't do that, Joe.
Outside.
I know they won't do that.
No, they will, but it won't work. That's the thing.
well,
Because they can't move without immigrants.
Yeah, they
All these
can't.
They
countries.
can't.
They're all declining
Because they were
population
built up, like the UK was built up
with
on
immigrants.
the background work of
backbone.
immigrants.
yeah.
So we'll see how we have.
Let's segue back to the US and our guy, Uncle Trump. Obviously, stricter visa policy,
DJT.
single entry, deep social media checks. What do you think? How does it affect our people, in your opinion? Do you think this is just like you've been saying, just trying to get us to behave yourself kind of level? Or like
No, it's a deep ideological commitment to whitening the country again, or whitening like the West again. I think fundamentally, like, these people see the mass migration of Africans towards those places as a threat to their sustain their civilization, effectively, and to their prestige, because a lot of people are coming. I mean, we were coming, we're working really hard, we're going to school, we appreciate a lot of the things that they have there that they take for granted. So it's like, okay, like, I don't like the fact that every time I turn on my TV, there's some guy with a funny name. Yeah, you can put it that way.
shout out to Stephen A. Smith.
With a funny name in some high profile job or something, right? There are too many of you guys in our universities, etc., etc. So go back to where you came from effectively. And I think I have mixed feelings. So on one hand, I'm like, it's
You
racist,
understand?
but on the other hand, I'm like, I hate my country
Right.
for putting us in
putting
that
us in this
position
Let's say
where
the leaders, right? Yeah, for putting us in those, where we have to go through this.
We have to go through this where people talk about how like the American visa process in Nigeria is the most embarrassing thing that you can. The most humiliating thing that you can do is go through that process, basically. So like that's what I'm saying. Like
The psychology is warfare.
I went to Festac to renew my passport, and just driving to that office was just triggering every single like thing in my body.
How
Like,
did you 10 years? So I don't have to
I
go back
understand,
for a
understand
while.
why you can't move on to that.
Did you do
seriously.
10 years?
no, I did 5 years. I wasn't thinking about it.
At the
this
time, that's what happens the
At
first
the
time.
time,
you
right?
come
Yeah.
it's like, fuck,
Because it's like how is it that like we are where we are as a people, right? And it's again where do you want to start from in figuring out a problem? But like again, Trump I think he's reflecting the will of his people,
of his followers,
people,
yeah.
right? I mean, they're wrong, they're racist, they're stupid generally, but it's a deep-rooted sentiment that isn't necessarily limited to the whites. So we had our experience with immigration. Ghana must go.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a normal thing where
It's a
any
normal thing where-
cultural group, if there's an influx of too many people from a different group, at some point
you're
it
gonna
gets,
react.
you're
It's
going
just
to
like,
react.
Yes. It's like an animalistic nature. Like,
Yeah, it's our human nature, effectively.
When everybody's making money, doesn't matter as much.
But it's funny because right now, a lot of what brings them joy is us. A lot of people who do the work well is us. So what am I saying? We've talked about sports. In basketball, I think it's 90% of the population are black. Or so, or 85, something like that.
Yeah, more. American football. Yeah.
Right? What else?
Music.
Those are the two music, yeah.
Even baseball now, that for long they didn't want the blacks to come into, you know.
Jack Robinson.
Jack
Tech,
Robinson.
everywhere.
Shout out to that
With the
movie, man.
Indians too.
That
Shout out
movie
to the
made me
Indians.
cry, but like, shout out to.
No, but like I
shout
mean,
out.
see this WAFCON that they just won. That
Yeah.
was giving them 100,000 naira.
Yeah.
I mean, happy for them. $100,000, sorry,
Dollars.
per person. Happy for them, but it again, this kind of thing triggers me because all those players there, most of them wouldn't get to where they were if they grew up in Nigeria.
Yeah, because all of them are abroad.
Most of them are
Even America, like either America,
American,
Canada.
Canadian,
Yeah.
British.
So like the country is failing people, like it's failing our generation, like to a large extent.
Feeling.
And you know that's why Japa is necessary and encouraged.
I saw the
Encouragement.
governor of
Nothing
Lagos, redeem some popular Nigerian that won a gold. Is it 1996? Choma Ajunwa.
She won the first gold medal for Nigeria ever.
They just gave her a house. Like
30
they
years
promised
I
her.
saw
Yeah.
an interview.
30 years later.
They said they don't. We don't even know if they gave her the house, but they gave her
I
like
think
they did the whole photo.
No, but even that, I don't like that. Don't give her a house.
Just let the system work.
Let the system work so that
So
she
that they
doesn't.
can be more like
Yes, so that doesn't
Doesn't
be
give
begging
you-
for a
doesn't
house
give you
or
a house.
Deserves,
yeah, begging for what she deserves or anything like that.
Yeah.
Also, that you know that Ophelia.
Yes.
Apparently, she's switching.
She's switching,
because
yeah.
I should not switch right to Portugal or something.
No, it's
Turkey.
Turkey.
It's okay, right?
There's so many of us that have switched in all those.
You hear all these stories though, that Mikel Lube had to be buying tickets for the
No, it's
Nigerian
so
teammates.
bold.
Like,
It's so insane, man.
Yeah.
that's why when you get to Turkey, that's why when you get to Turkey with your Nigerian passports,
They look at you
they'll look
differently.
at you and be treating you anyhow. So you know, I mean, if I was saying Adela on our side, if I ever move back to Nigeria, it would be for politics, not to run,
Just to make sure that the right people are
but
there.
to influence the
Yeah.
discourse in a way, because I think if you can inject sense needs to be injected into the conversations that people are having, right? Like shift
my
all the stomach politics, all the tribal stuff. I think people need to talk a lot more about the things that are needed to make a
issues.
society work,
The present.
and
I-
we need to stop this myth that it's super complicated to run a society.
No, it's
Bro.
not.
It's not rocket
It's the
science.
easiest thing to do.
It's not rocket science.
But
my God.
honestly, I think that you should talk to Manchester United and their leadership before you
That's
come.
a
and-
crazy
before you-
switch, bro.
Yeah, before you come and
What?
start talking to
This
them.
guy's been
Leave that. Leave that for me.
This guy's been
That's-
loaded.
You cannot be 15.
There's
You
just
cannot
no
be
way,
15
bro.
and losing to Tottenham who lost 21 matches.
Bro, they were
That's
16th.
it.
They were 16th.
and then
bro.
be coming here and
That's
tell us that
crazy.
you
There's
have
just-
sense.
there's
Give
just
us.
no way,
Write
bro.
the email to Glaziers and the Unions group.
Okay, I'll tell you that
But-
like 2020 October. That's 2020 October. That
The
thing was
COVID.
a hard moment.
NSAS.
NSAS was a difficult
that was
moment.
a difficult moment, man.
The second most difficult moment in my last 5 years was last season with Man U, basically.
Yeah.
So you know,
So
was-
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And you know the funny thing is that you were still on Twitter doing that. I'm like, look at this guy.
No, we got.
When will you
we
be
got-
humble?
How long are you in Nigeria for?
I'm
Very soon. He's gone soon.
Yeah.
You're still open ended.
No. He's
No,
going
no,
back.
no,
He's
I'm
going
going
back.
back
soon. We're back
this
we're back in December. Hopefully, we can bring him to what we're doing Jos. I don't know how long. Are you going to do like a whole month
Well, no,
or just like the Christmas period?
Nigeria is for me is best enjoyed in
Touch
small
and go.
doses.
Touch and go. Touch and go. Touch
You
and
know,
go.
Or will you be at AFCON? Because we have an AFCON package. Are you going to go through
After
AFCON?
next year, right?
December to January.
December
Like
to
for
No.
1 month.
I'm
Half of
coming
December to
from.
January.
I'm coming for a wedding.
Where is it?
Then
Yeah,
you go
one,
back
2
for
weeks.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm back. I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same Morocco we just talked about.
Yeah. But
But
yeah,
it'll be nice. It's close to you.
The reality that's just where we are, and I mean, we I won't say, but people get angry when I say we trust God but the reality is that we have to trust God in this
Bro,
sense.
I beg.
Please,
I,
speak.
So let me tell you.
No.
So let me tell you why
No.
that makes. Let me tell you why that makes sense.
Digbo,
Sean.
no.
Because let me ask you now.
if
listen-
God was going to save Nigeria, Nigeria will be saved by now. Leave God out of this matter.
So now think about it. Why don't you come back to Nigeria tomorrow and let's start fixing Nigeria? Tell me why you will not come back.
No, but
Wait, hold on now,
But,
let me-
but you don't need to come back to Nigeria to fix Nigeria. He can do it from. he
No,
can-
as
he
in-
can-
Okay,
he can
so what
contribute.
contribution
He can
can you
contribute.
give us today that begins to fix Nigeria?
Okay, and again, I think I will use this NSAS thing as an example because
Okay.
I think I felt very conflicted
Yeah.
about the whole thing because you can say that the loudest voices for protests are people who live abroad.
Which is annoying.
Which and I think for me the conflict was, okay, I would really love Nigerians to be out in the streets protesting, but I'm not necessarily willing to fly back to do it myself.
Right.
But if they're raising money, so like Femco,
Yeah,
whatever,
you
I'll
can
contribute.
donate, yeah.
I can contribute by retweeting, by sharing on social
Yeah.
media or whatever. But putting ourselves on the front line because you would sacrifice for Nigerians, and they'll ask you,
They'll still come back.
show
to-
you that the remontada.
you know, why'd you do it that way? But yeah, but I don't like hearing stuff about like.
So let me tell you what I-
go
but let me
help
tell you-
us
let me
or
tell you what
God
I
go
mean.
save
Let me
us.
tell you what I
Because,
mean, right?
Digbo, Nigeria has the biggest pastors, the richest
I am
pastors,
triggered, my
the biggest Pentecostal,
The biggest
this thing.
even Muslims.
Muslims is here.
biggest anything religion, right?
If God was going to save us,
He
sorry,
should have done it.
we would have been saved by now.
No, but honestly, I think he has saved us. I think we've not just taken the step. That's what I mean by that. Like, we just haven't taken the right steps. So think about it.
Faith comes with work, sir.
Yeah, because exactly. You're good. Oh, I'm gradually getting you back into the church as a pastor. But my point here is that, for instance, I'm going into politics I went back to school, did a PG for 1 year just to understand the system because nobody taught us even history, right? If I go take an office today, she'll believe in me, I'll fail. Because I don't know anything about it. Or rather, let me say, I didn't know anything about it. Like, there are a lot of dynamics about it that you do not know. And what I found out is
Everybody's
that,
role is different.
This is how this is the bullshit that they say.
I love this guy.
When you're talking about
Because I feel
you're
the
talking
same
about
way.
how Peter Obi doesn't have structure. What they mean
No,
by
no, no,
structure
that's
is that
different.
what they mean by structure is that
Listen
Peter Obi
to
doesn't
me.
have an army of Agberos on the streets.
no.
So,
That's
so, when, so when you say
different.
you fail,
Yeah.
the reason why you fail is because
You don't have the backing of the root of the people who have been fundamentally running this place.
No.
Yeah.
They haven't
I
been
think
doing
there's a
well.
disconnect that you
one,
guys
with
hold
one,
on.
you don't have the backing of the people that will do it.
Yeah.
Two, your incentives, your incentive is to help people.
Exactly.
It's different from the people whose incentive is to chop
It's to extract.
It's to
And
extract.
that's exactly where the problem is.
So
Everybody who has done it before,
Has
don't
been
forget
sent
that
out.
People forget that Peter Obi lost 3 times and recovered it 3 times. He can't even do that now. The most influential governor today was 4th in his election. And for some,
Fashion.
yes, no, like current governor, the governor of Imo,
But that's us.
4th.
no, but
And your current CGN did one abracadabra that we don't understand.
No, but that's
Sacked
not
the first 3
that's
guys.
Not, that's not system.
and
That's not system for anybody to teach you in school. That's corruption. That's not a system. The
You're
system
still
of
missing
system
the
of politics we
point
have.
now. So when we get there and they remove
No.
you,
Yeah, so my
No.
thing is that how do you stop that system?
What-
No,
what's
so
the system?
see, what the boss is assuming is he's going to get there the same way everybody got there. And this is why, for me, Peter Obi is a good example. And I hope we can get to this very quickly.
yeah,
Peter Obi is trying to go to the coalition now.
Yeah.
And I'm against it aggressively.
and I don't see the point.
Right? Because for me, if you're going to start saying Obi should go and join with people like Erufai,
Like
Yeah.
they're already
Who's
we're
the killer?
contradicting ourselves.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on
who
that.
has done 0-7. This guy's been trying to contest since I was
Is it
born,
0-7
1993.
now?
With four, 3 primaries
Yeah,
and
true,
4
Mm-hmm.
official ones. I've been contesting since I was born. I was born in 1993. That's 1993. he contested
Now,
with,
even before,
he contested
okay, with the
primaries,
Abiola
with
primaries on primaries.
This
Yeah,
guy's been trying to be president for 30-something years.
these things.
So for me, I don't think I feel like Peter Obi's part of his job to get to the presidency.
It's just to continue to do
go
it that
through
way. He will help break it.
of going with the grassroots.
So Seun, let me tell you another thing. Let me tell you
difficult
another thing that pains me, because he did that, right? And then about 100. What am I saying? I don't know what the stat is, but like over 100 guys went in with him. That's what I'm saying. Like Abia State, most of the whole House of Assembly became
They rode his
Labour.
coattails into.
And then what happened to all of them?
Oti is still there.
Oti has been trying.
Yeah,
Oti was in APC and PDP.
He's still there, and he's doing a good job right now.
A few of them ported to APC. A few of
And
them
Oti,
left.
the
as well.
deputy speaker is telling him that by God's grace, he's not going to come back. What do you think they're telling him?
No, but listen. Oti is doing
Politics is not an easy
good.
game. oh.
Oti, it's not easy, but
In this
change,
place.
change is not easy.
No,
People
but
that don't make it easy.
I don't.
Change is not easy.
Now
I'm
the
just trying to
US.
tell you guys that let your solutions be also realistic.
No,
when
no,
I
no,
say
but
trust
no,
God,
change is not
I'm
easy.
saying that because you need people.
You're talking about realistic.
You
You
need
need saying
people.
trust God. What's
No,
realistic
change-
about that?
change- realistic because
change is
trust
not
God.
easy.
If I tell you tomorrow, okay, so let me give you an idea. If I tell you tomorrow that obviously we grew up in that area, I want to become local government chairman of Ifako. What will you do for me today that would help me?
To help become. I mean, I can help you with campaigning. I can help you with printing out
It's
flyers.
easy to say now till I say I want to go and do it.
No,
No, as in what I would not help you
Guys.
do. What I would not help you do is
That
I would not help you pay anybody
Revival,
money.
yes,
has been running since you guys. There's a party.
we know.
The first party
Kowa,
he
Kowa,
came up.
yes.
Kowa.
yes,
Yes. And I wouldn't even vote him because I don't even. And that's
There you
another
go.
thing.
So that's-
no.
so now-
because
so now we're talking.
there's a reason. That's now. This is where.
No, let's not get into
this
that.
is where our ideology.
Ideological reasoning.
This is where our ideologies, and that's the different one. It's like Maiwa wants to run now, and even though Maiwa may be a better fresh air to the guys that are stealing money, I just don't also think that Maiwa is good for me. That's how I feel about him.
and that's
Do you
and that's
understand?
fair.
But he comes from a rich family.
No.
Listen to me now. He comes from a rich family. He has refused to start small.
No. Started small.
No, but what do you mean by start small?
Contesting
Started
in
small.
primaries and losing is not starting
He didn't
small.
contest the primaries. JRV, and he just did an interview about it, so you should go and check it out.
No, I know his story. He started in the same
JRV
Ikeja.
can easily enter the structure of Lagos State with APC and work his way up easily. He's one of those Lagos people that could have gone to APC easily and stayed there. I know, you know this. You know that.
Don't
You
deceive-
know.
let's
You know.
not be- let's not
You know in
deceive
your heart that
ourselves.
JRV
Let's not deceive
could have
ourselves.
gone
I want us to
to
be having-
How
APC.
many people in the US do you know that become governors just like that
No,
without
I didn't
doing
say
anything
governor.
and without becoming
I
like a
didn't say
Trump?
governor. No, listen.
What are we talking
What I
about
said to
now?
you is that
My point
No,
is
no,
that
no,
when I say
listen.
God, you guys are not being realistic.
No,
What
listen.
our faith does for us, what it ought to do for us is to tell us the truth, right? And to guide you. That's what you guys are missing. If I want to become a governor today, I know that I will not just go from where I am now, regardless of how
There's no
rich
reason
I
why
am.
not. There are many
I
governors.
understand what you're saying.
There are many
Like,
governors
there's
in America that are like
there's
that.
nothing.
Many.
This is not cadet that you have to
Haley
go from
was-
level 1 to
how
2
do
to
you think
3.
Haley became a governor?
What was Haley before?
What was she?
I'm asking you now.
I'm asking you.
You don't want to get the example. What was Haley before?
I can't remember exactly now, but it didn't take her that much time to get to
She was,
become governor
I
of
think she was in
America,
the private sector. Then she
Yeah,
was
private
lieutenant
sector.
governor. Then she became the governor.
Lieutenant governor.
You're
eh?
saying there has to be some
See
form
this
of-
lady in Atlanta, Georgia, that the whites will never allow. She's lost like 4 times now.
Yeah, because that's-
this Democrat.
because she's in
Oh,
Georgia,
yes,
bro.
yes,
What's her name?
Abrams, yeah.
Stacey Abrams.
Bro, Mam Danny is
See.
going to. Mam Danny is 34.
And
He's going to win the election.
Who?
In November.
Ohio.
No,
Danny,
New York,
New York.
mayor of New York. See, you can be in politics.
That's the start. That's what I said.
No,
I'll start from
no.
small.
You are gauging it
A
because
mayor in
Listen,
New
a mayor
York
in
is
New
like
York-
what? Is that not like House of Assembly
Listen,
member?
listen.
No.
local government
Bro, New
chairman.
York has the
That's
biggest.
like local government chairman.
New
New
York
York's
City
economy
is bigger than Lagos.
than
Oh.
Africa.
America is like the 3rd biggest country
So
in the world.
you
Let's
can't-
not
you
use
can't
that.
Controlling the
compare-
budget of
you
New
can't
York is
compare-
controlling Africa.
Let's compare the area. That's like local government chairman is in charge of like a part of the state.
That's not a good comparison because New York City is as big as
literally-
budget is literally as big as
literally-
Africa. So
You know,
budget-wise.
That's
But
just where
budget-wise,
America is
resources-wise,
now.
yeah. So to be the mayor of New York is a massive
It
deal.
takes
It's
more
a
effort
huge
than the president
deal.
of Nigeria.
As you can see, why we're talking about mayor of New York all the way in Nigeria. It's a massive thing. See, well, if you're looking for support or help to print flyers, politics message, but if you're looking for money to pay somebody, I'm not there
No,
now.
I will never do that.
Do you understand? And
I get your point. That
that's
I will
what
never
people
do
mean
that.
by system. I want us to have arguments about the size of governments. Do you like big governments? Do you like small governments? What kind of taxation do you believe in
Yeah.
as an ideology,
We're not
right?
there yet.
What's the role of government in
But
society?
we need
Should
to-
government
we're-
fund education or should it be up to private sector?
We're not there.
Let's
yet.
have
But
debates.
to be
But we're
honest,
not
Tinubu
there.
is doing that now.
He's
No.
doing
He's
some
doing
good
some
things.
good
He's
Yes.
he's doing some basic things that should have been done. Like that tax
Yes.
reform was long overdue.
Yeah.
He's doing some
I
basic
think you
things.
guys don't count the chicken before they hatch, my brother.
No,
Let
we're
us
not
see how they
saying
play
this.
out
We're not-
in real life. That's what's important in Nigeria.
Let's
Policy
go.
has always
We
been
got
there.
to wrap up, guys. We got to
Always.
wrap up, guys. This has been fire. So quick ones to our guys. Because you've been
Quick
here
fire.
now, let me ask him what
Quick fire.
one thing you have missed about Nigeria. I was about to say that it has to be food. this guy.
Still ask me, still ask
So I
me.
should ask you what
Even in Dallas, you're still missing
No, I live in California.
Yeah.
The Bay Area.
Because
Yeah.
Dallas is for you.
What of you?
Even California
The
should still-
convenience.
The ease of you can get anything.
Yes, the fact that I can just if I need something, I know that it's accessible here.
One
So
habit you've picked up
So you're
in the US.
beneficiary of the crony system. They are fighting
All of
against.
us.
Stop.
Caregivers for your parents, like my grandmother is still alive. She's not a great grandmother. Like the ease of taking care of her
And so it's better.
is.
So if you're asking me for my parents, I would agree too. Like
Yeah.
my mom and my dad. Like
you're already
you know,
60 something. Like
if you're
you
in
have to start thinking
America,
of that.
anything that you want to do, you're doing
It
it by
go
yourself.
cost.
It go
My
cost.
One habit you've picked up abroad.
habit I've picked up abroad. There are several. Where do I start
To
from?
go one.
One habit I've picked up abroad. I talk to my seniors like they're my mates. I
Don't empower children, go I beg.
You see,
I
I feel like he's
I
just
beg.
like when he left Nigeria, he's like, you know what? I cannot wait to leave this stupid
It was
country.
free.
Because like, he just opened himself to.
because there's a lot of eye service that happens
Yeah,
here.
a lot of
Like,
rubbish.
a lot of rubbish
culture,
has-
culture and nice service.
Yeah,
Yoruba
so-
are
No
like.
greet me.
Yeah, no, you're not great
You know,
to me. You
yeah.
not see me. Yeah, so
And even so basically tell you on Saturday.
yeah, no,
But those now,
What have you, Delhi? One habit.
A habit
You
I
pick-
picked up.
Your go-to advice for any Nigerian looking to Japa. It has to be your discipline now. Like you already said
don't
it.
rush him. Let him think about it.
The producers they choke me.
I mean, traveling. That's
Okay.
Like traveling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
from
having- just
okay.
having the ease of
How many countries have you been to? UK.
I've actually, UK,
All the big ones in
Spain,
Europe.
Italy.
Okay, I've done those
America,
this
like,
year.
different
I've
places
done
in
those three this year.
America,
Okay,
Cyprus.
okay. I want Cyprus. What you can do in Cyprus?
What are you talking
Party
about?
night.
Turn up.
Okay. Cyprus. Okay.
These are
What
fun
else?
countries to go to, yeah.
What's it called? I've said Spain.
Yeah.
Malta.
No, not Malta.
You haven't done there's
You haven't
Exactly,
done
yeah.
Malta. I'm shocked.
You haven't done Portugal. You haven't
You haven't
done
done Portugal.
Portugal
Okay.
has yet to come.
DLT looks crazy.
Albania.
Where to go?
That's like
Albania,
everywhere.
that's yet to come. And they go soon.
Everybody they go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Croatia. Have
Okay.
you been to Croatia?
No, not yet.
Okay. So
Not yet.
what your go-to advice for any Nigerian looking to Japa Delhi?
Have a good, think about the numbers, analyze what your goal is, and just make that decision, because my own is that just don't go to UK.
I don't know what it is to my guy, but
Anti-
what have you
UK.
shown?
advice for anybody looking to Japa. I would say know that mental health is a real thing. Because that's not something that people really think about here
Yeah.
that much. But when you get to these places, like you might be isolated in some part that's the first time you confront the concept
the
of
demon,
mental health.
mental
Yeah, so
health.
think
Have
about it before you leave. Yeah.
You know, here if you have mental issues, like you don't share. What's wrong with you? Yeah,
Man up,
yeah.
woman up.
Awesome episode, my. I think this was
Tasty as always.
testy.
I'm happy
This
these are
was-
my people.
This is- Odogu, the
fire
Odogu
in
showed
their
up.
body.
They showed up. But guys, our flight's about to land. Obviously, we've been saying if you need any help, guidance, and counseling to go to the UK, US, Canada. Obviously, Delhi is saying we shouldn't look at the UK, but I mean, undergrad, I
At the
think you
at the
can say
moment,
easily
anyway.
look at the UK. Reach out to Leave Education. And obviously our sponsors, Japa Partners, right? Japa Partners and Galivan are going to be planning something huge
AFCON
for
Morocco.
AFCON in December,
We'll be there.
January. Be there live. Send us a DM, leave a comment, share, like, comment. Thank you guys. If you didn't day, you didn't day.
Didn't do.
Over and out.